Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the video lecture series on the course Unity 3D. We are in the process of learning C Sharp with Unity. So up to our last lecture, we have understood how to what software is required to be installed and how to ensure our system is ready and how to get started where we learn a simple line of code displayed in our console Unity editor. In today's lecture, we will be understanding with variables and also we are going to run like a small example program. So I hope you all are aware what is variable. Variables are used to store values. So what kind of value is to be stored that has to be specified by the data type. In our next lecture, we are going to understand that one. So that's why C sharp is strongly typed where before using a variable, you need to declare the variable with the name and the data type specified. C sharp variables are case sensitive. Uppercase and lowercase letters are considered different variables. Whenever you're creating variable names, make sure there is no space between the variable names. Like if you have more than two or more names, words available in a variable, then there should not be any space between the variables. So let's see in the editor different variables, examples and all. So open the editor, create a variable. Before creating that one variable, you need to create a new script. So right click, create script, C sharp script. I'll just create a variable. uh, Okay, now click on that. So a default structure will be displayed. So all these things we already learned. What are all these things and all? Now I'll try to create some variables. Now whenever you're creating a variable, then you need to specify an access specifier here. In future, you're going to understand in detail. But for the time being, you understand, we are going to use private and public. Private is nothing but this variable will be cannot be used in the cannot be shown in the editor. Unity editor. Okay. So whenever you want to create a variable, ensure the access specifier is specified and then you need to specify the data type. There are different data types supported by Unity or C Sharp. But I assume you already know some programming languages. So I take that privilege and just I'll create one data type int. We also have some other data types. In next lecture, we are going to understand all those things. Okay, next I'm creating a variable. You need to specify variable name. Let us create variable as marks. Any name can be given, and if you want to initialize any value, give a initialize value, or else you can give semicolon. That's it. Suppose if you want to initialize any value, write like this. Okay, if I am creating another variable, private int capital MARKS, and I'm assigning the values. There is no mistake in this one. You can see no red line is displayed. Here, C sharp will consider this one as a different variable and this one as a different variable. This is allowed. Why? Because C sharp is case sensitive. You can create another variable also where all word the variable name is all capital. So all these three are different. Right? Okay. Now I will try to create another variable, private int final marks. And I will write final marks as 100. You can see there is something wrong here. What is the mistake? Why it is highlighting here with red? Because if you have two or more variable names, words in a variable name, make sure there is no space given. Either you can remove that space and write, or else you can put underscore. I hope you all are following. Now, next, one important point you need to remember while creating a variable, it's just a suggestion. Variable names, make sure the names are starting with small letters. It is not mandatory, but just it's a suggestion to follow that notation. All right. Now, once you have created the variable, you can change the variable value anywhere in your program. Suppose here, if I write marks equal to 100 later, then it will not show any error. Earlier it is initialized to 3, later it has been changed to 100. No problem in that. But If you want to have some variable values which are to be fixed, you don't want to change the values of that one. Once initialized, you don't want to change the value in your program, then you need to convert that variable to a constant variable. See here, final marks are 100. Always the final marks, I want to fix that one to 100. I don't want to change that value. In that case, private, just add const keyword which makes like this variable final marks are fixed with a value of 100. Means if I try to change final underscore marks value to 50 later, it will throw an error showing like you can see it is a constant variable and you cannot change the value that of that one. But because final marks are constant, but normal variable values you can change. So what you can do, you can just delete this one. In C sharp, if you put two slash like this, it will help us in converting that line of code to comment line. Right? So I hope you all are clear with a simple example of how to create variables and all. Make sure to follow all these rules. Now, as you all clear with how to create variables, let us try to create. In the last video, I told you we have hello world and we have displayed our output in a console window, right? Now what I want to do, I want to display the text whatever I have on this text box. In this text box I want to display. As of now it is new text. I want my name to be displayed here. Earlier my name is displayed in console in the previous video. I don't want to display in console. I want that to be displayed in this object. Now how to achieve that one? To do that, first what I'll do, I'll create new C# script and I will write the name display name. Whenever you're giving any file name, make sure like no space is there. Now I want to connect this one to the text file because I want to run here. So text tmp ensure no script is there. What I will do, I will delete this component and now text tmp you should see no script is there. Now I will drag and drop this one here and you can see text displays display. Now if you see here, there is nothing here. Now what this one is, I want to create one variable here. Whenever I give any value of that variable here, that has to be displayed in this, right? To achieve that one, just open this display name. Okay. Now I will try to create one variable. Now you all know how to create the variable. I will create public now. Why? Because I want to access this variable in my, what is that one? Editor. Okay. Now public with string is a new data type and I'm giving name. Okay. Now whenever I create this one, save this one. If you go to the Unity, it is completing the domain scripts connecting and all. If you click on the text, if you come down, see here that name variable is connected. Did you see? So here you can give values to here. But this value, whatever value I give here, that has to be displayed onto my text box. So that connection is required. Now what I will do in my C# code, I will create a component of this one and I will display this text onto that text box. So how to do that one? If you want to work with text box, make sure like you are using that namespace TMPRO. Okay. Now create one variable of that one. So private. You don't want that variable to be created here. So private text mesh pro UGUI. Okay. And then create one variable T. I have created one text mesh pro what is that one field. Now this field is to be connected to this text box. For that what I can do in the start button when the game starts, no, this T should get the focus of that one. So T equal to get component text mesh pro GUI. Got it? So that means this t variable is now getting the focus of that text box. Now in this, now it got the focus. Now t dot text equal to your name has to be displayed there. That's it. Very simple. You have created one variable, you have created one text mesh pro object variable, and this variable got the focus of the text box. Once the focus is got, the text should be equal to the name whatever you have given. Save this one and go to the Unity editor. What I will do, I have given here my name, Jyoti. Now, once I run this one, this Jyoti has to be displayed here in the text field. Okay, run this. We'll see whether it is applying or not. Did you see the name has been displayed? Make sure like you are all following with me and try to get the output. Okay, now if I try to change the name here, it is not changing. Did you see I changed the name to Mandala, but it is not changing. What is the reason behind that one? The reason behind that one is you have written this code of getting the focus and applying the name only once the game start. But every time if you want that to be applied, you need to write the statements in the update because for each frame it will execute these statements. So what you can do? Control X and you can write Control V here. Right? Go back, observe here, once I stop running the game, it will come to its default value only. Whatever you give here, that may not be displayed, right? Okay, now you have written Control C, make sure like it is saved here and go back to your Unity. Okay, now by first name is this one is given, run. Did you see? My name is displayed. Now I will try to change the name. Did you see the name is changed? What is the reason behind this one? For each frame, it will check what is the text written here. It will get the focus and get the text from here. If you are writing in the start function, it will check only once for the first time. But if you are writing in the update function, it will check for each frame and the text will be displayed here, whatever you have modified. If you stop running, it will come to its default value. All right. I hope you all are clear with this small example of creating the variables and using that variable, we try to display your name on your text box. With this, we come to an end of today's lecture. If you still face any issues, let me know in the chat box. I'll be very happy to help you all. Let us all meet in the next lecture. Until then, thank you all of you.